Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. I'm not really sure what number episode this is, but we have Mr. 2020 with us. I'll kind of let him give himself a quick little introduction.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I saw your post on Facebook, and I just want to let you know since then I've just been able to notice what all you're up to, and I really admire that and appreciate your dedication, not just to your own health and well beingness, but sharing your journey with the world. So thank you.
Oh, you're
Uh,
welcome.
so I live in Melbourne, Australia. I'm originally from Pennsylvania. I came here 15 years ago, and along the way, I managed to get fat. I managed to hurt my hip. I managed to live in the most lockdown city in the world. And uh, as I'm sure we'll discover today, I discovered a way to get my health and my life back. And a big part of it involves what I eat. And you and I seem to eat a lot of the same things.
hmm
So I'm sure we'll have a good adventure here.
Yeah. Okay, so I know you're not fully carnivore, but what's your journey to carnivore-ish or whatever you're doing?
Yeah, yeah,
Like how
yeah.
did that come along?
So I'm what I call a fleshitarian. The only thing I
hmm
do is I eat flesh and fat cooked on fire. I find that a real easy way to explain what I do, so I made up a cool word. I, uh, it was Christmas Day 2023, and I woke up and I realized I'm heading toward probably not just one, but two hip replacements. That's what they were telling me at the pool. I had 60 pounds of fat I was carrying on my frame, which I wasn't pleased with. And every step I took was stabbing pain most days. And I've been joking. The funny thing is, I think all of us have this innate wisdom within us about what can we do that will make a difference in our lives and in the world. And for, I bet you about 10 years, my wife and I have been doing videos on Facebook and so on. And I've been joking that there's food and what food eats. Any questions? And yeah, and I noticed, I kept eating pastas and pizzas and vegetables. And I the day I realized uh, what I want to do again is kung fu. I don't want to be walking with a walking stick. What I want to do is to be able to do my kung fu fighting again. And I could barely walk at the time. And when I realized I can remember, I could use memory in two ways. One was a weapon, because I could remember when I was 14, 15 years old, I was the karate kid. I was nuts about Kempo karate. I ended up teaching it at the local YMCA, training every day of the week, up at 4 in the morning, working out on my own. And uh, that Christmas Day, I was sitting back at our cottage back here in Melbourne, Australia, and I realized I'm remembering when I was that guy. And I could instead use that way of being. I could remember when I was fat and screwed and needed a hip replacement. And when I adopted the energy, the attitude, the identity of Kung Fu King, fighting fit fleshitarians, so to say, I couldn't help but start eating what I really enjoy, which is flesh and fat cooked on fire.
Okay, and what did all this help with? Your hip replacements? You don't have arthritis anymore?
Yeah, I tell you, if I'll send you some photos and I'll post them up in your group if you want. The You can see how heavy I was, but not just how heavy, how inflamed I was. And like literally at the pool, uh, that there's medical professionals there all the time with their clients. They think I've had a hip replacement. And I don't know. I haven't had a hip replacement. And because they say, oh, you're doing great. When did you have your surgery? I said, I never have. And so, like, the I know my blood pressure went down. It's been on mildly high all my life, within reasonable ranges over the past decade or so. But I know that's come down. Uh, my hips feel fantastic. I can't tell you the last time I took a painkiller. I've had those things that as you get older, people say, "Oh, I'm getting older. I got skin tags and bumps and stuff." I've had skin tags and little bumps disappear. And probably the coolest thing, besides like the mind fog gone and so on, has been I woke up one night at 3:30 in the morning, and I realized my eyes don't hurt.
Mm.
And I didn't know that my eyes hurt. It was just like, oh wow, my my eyes don't feel pressure anymore. And it was the coolest thing because I honestly believe since I started eating meals instead of memories and stopped eating stuff that was poisonous to me, that my whole life changed.
That's awesome. So, can you just go through like what a average day of eating would be for you?
Absolutely. So I know you just started 45 hard, 75,
75.
75 hard,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm still a coffee guy. So I'll admit it. It's my
Hmm.
thing. So I use coffee as a butter delivery system. So from 5 in the morning till about 10 in the morning, I consume about I don't know what it is in ounces anymore. About 300 grams of butter and coffee. So that's my morning. Lunchtime, I probably eat about 600 grams to a kilo of meat. Mostly steaks. I have a great butcher, and so most of it's cow, a little bit of pork. I love bacon. Uh, I think bacon is a gift from the gods. And I've got a real good source for farm fresh eggs. So
Mm.
probably 8 times out of 10, I can get farm fresh eggs and enjoy those every day too. But a lot of butter. I find tallow. God, tallow is something so many carnivores and fleshitarians aren't using. And tallow is a gift that's just gorgeous to cook with.
Hmm.
So literally, I do one meal a day about 1 o'clock. Before that, I'm using coffee as my butter delivery system until 10. And if there's anything left over from lunch, sometimes I have a little snack around 5 or 6, just a few handfuls of bacon or something.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, that's kind of similar to how I eat. It's not too different. I was doing butter coffee for a while, but the 75 hard challenge, I've decided to cut out the coffee.
Yeah, good on.
And today's the first day, so if I'm like kind of spacing out a little bit, it's that like I have a migraine and everything from the caffeine withdrawal. And you
Oh,
know
good.
what's weird? All the times I have quit coffee, I've never had a caffeine withdrawal.
Oh,
So
wow.
this is like kind of weird for me. I'm like, why do I feel so
Right, right.
tired? But yeah, I think this time since I feel so awful, I'm probably not gonna put it back in. Like I can't. Ugh.
Yeah, yeah. Have
Yeah,
you?
I
I
don't feel great.
I saw you posted, and I love that you posted your cup of water. Uh, I don't know if adding a little bit of butter to just the water might be a good idea. That way, you're at least getting your fats. You know what I mean?
I would probably just eat the butter. That seems like a better idea than adding it to water.
Beauty. What what kind
Um,
what kind of butter do you eat or use?
um, a lot of the times I just use Kerrygold, or
Nice.
I've made my own raw butter from like raw
Right.
milk,
Yeah.
and
Right.
sometimes I just buy whatever's cheap at the store. It just depends. Um,
Yeah. Nice.
I know a lot of people who are like butter people. They love butter, and they like make those brown butter bites. But I'm not like that. I have, like coffee butter. I can do that, but like, and I can snack on butter, but I can't like make butter bites and eat that. I can't do it. I've tried it before, and the only time I really liked them was right when I was getting off a line diet. I was craving like everything.
Right. 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 Yeah. I've never. I love hearing that. Right, that's awesome. The yeah. I've never got into the butter bites, but I love cooking with butter and
Hmm.
even just making a little bit of scrambled eggs with it mixed in. But for the most part, most of my butter's with my coffee from 5 to 10 in the morning, and it keeps things smooth for me. So
So, okay, how long have you been doing this for?
so that started December 25th, 2023.
Hmm.
We had a garden. So December in Australia is summertime.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have not touched a carbohydrate since. The pastas, the pizzas, the breads, all that stuff. I instantly lost all interest in that, and I thought, well, I'll try a little bit of vegetables because we got some. And after about 3 weeks, I couldn't even do that. It was just like I just noticed I lost interest in vegetables.
Hmm.
So my sweetheart still eats, yes, yeah, a normal meal. But and I love smelling her meals, which is a gift to me. So she'll get these lovely Sri Lankan curries and make really cool things, and I get to sniff it, which is so I oh man, I love your duck. So I get to sniff her foods, and I don't gotta but I have no interest in eating them, which is wonderful.
Hold on.
There you are. Hey guys. Oh wow, look at you. Oh, you guys are beautiful. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're all every time I'm recording, they literally want to come be on camera, and it's kind of annoying.
That's all right. It keeps it real, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then I was recording this morning, and my rooster was like right behind me crowing the whole time. I've had a chicken like just screech for an hour straight. I'm like, oh, what's going on? It's so annoying. So don't you do like coaching?
Yeah, I do a lot of mindset, spiritual based coaching, not religious at all, more like just helping people tune into their essence and get their inner world straightened out. So, yeah, that's my forte right there.
Yeah. So, oh gosh, I feel like your story is pretty straightforward, more straightforward than most. Have you like experimented anything with like other carnivore stuff, or have you just been doing what works?
Great question. I just noticed that I wasn't eating anything but meat. So I tried chicken for a little while. I lost interest in chicken pretty darn quick. But years and years ago, I tried like the Tim Ferriss low carb diet. That was fun, and then I think I just kept gaining weight on that over time, so I dropped that bit. I actually was veggie years and years ago. I woke up one day and couldn't eat meat, so I didn't for like 2 years. And then I woke up one day and it's like, oh, it's time to eat a steak. So I went to the store and I broke all the rules. They say, oh, when you come off a veggie diet, you shouldn't eat, hardcore. Well, heck, I bought a big steak, brought it home, slammed it in some butter, and that was breakfast. And so I've played with a little bit of everything over the years, but I find for me at this point in time in my life, I don't think I'll ever eat meat. I'm sorry, I don't think I'll eat anything other than flesh and fat cooked on fire for the rest of my life. Uh, yeah, you're still on mute. Nice.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I don't tolerate chicken very well either, and I'll use it on occasion, but I can tolerate it better with other stuff. But if I ever just eat chicken, I don't feel great. Is that
Yeah.
how you kind of are with it?
I noticed I didn't feel full. Then I just didn't feel great, and then again I just lost interest. Like I said, Victoria. Oh my God, she makes these glorious things, and I'll even cook the chicken up on the barbie for her sometimes. I love the smell of it, but like I just have no interest in eating it. It's just yeah, just one of those things. But I tell you what, man, I go to the local butchers and I get a stack of steaks and I salt them and put them in the fridge for a couple days. And boy, when I toss them on the grill, some bacon, maybe a couple eggs. Just I know you understand.
Yeah, well, I'm not an egg. I can kind of be an egg person. Like, I'll go through phases where I'm like, eggs, eggs, eggs. But like 90% of the time, I don't do eggs a whole lot. I'll maybe eat like one, maybe two. But what I like doing with them is like making recipes with them. So I'll make like
Nice.
Steak and Butter Girl has like a really good pancake recipe, which is literally all that it is in eggs is eggs and gelatin. And that I really like. Something about like changing the texture of the eggs.
Right.
Total game changer for me. I can eat so many eggs like that. But just eggs cooked in a pan, maybe it's just because I've been doing this for so long. Like, I'm so sick of it now. I don't want eggs. Don't give me eggs. And for a while when I was doing dairy, I would like take a whole carton of heavy cream, 16 egg yolks, and then like vanilla and like make ice cream, like a meal prep carnivore ice cream. Awesome.
Right.
That's so good.
Wow.
16 egg yolks. I know that's a lot.
Yeah, mind-boggling. But The studies say egg yolks are so good for you.
Mhm.
I mean, they're just, and people are terrified of them. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, you know what? Yeah, just try it. I tell people all the time. I said, look, I've run my entire life on 30, 60, and 90-day experiments. Yeah, why not just experiment? Take 90 days
Mhm.
and cut out the crap. See how you feel.
Mhm.
And they all tell me, oh, my doctor would go nuts. Well, look at you. Yeah, with what your doctor's been telling you to do for the past 5 years, it ain't helping you.
Mhm.
You just experiment a little bit.
Yeah, 90 days isn't a lot in the long run of things.
I agree.
I
It's
mean,
it's
yeah,
it's
keep
it's,
going.
it's enough to get a sniff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's sort of like walking past a good steakhouse.
Mhm.
It's got my attention.
Mhm.
But I tell you, I'm totally. I think for me, at about 6 to 9 months in, I just started noticing. I feel 10, 15 years younger, and it's like, how could I possibly? I've never had a problem with cheat meals. People say, "Oh, I need a cheat meal." It's like I don't understand. If you're feeling great, why would you do anything that would make you feel bad?
Mhm.
Yeah, just yeah, you find a way to make it work for you. And like you said, you discovered uh, making carnivore ice cream out of, yeah, 16 egg yolks and some heavy cream and vanilla. Good on you. I mean, that's just tremendous, you know.
Yeah, well, I feel like it kind of just depends on the person because a lot of people have like very addictive personalities. So even if you're not like still craving the junk food, it's like mentally still there in your mind, like
Right.
give it to me. I have an opportunity to cheat, like let me do it. Um and I was like that at first, but now like if I have a cheat meal, it's like adding cacao powder to my carnivore ice cream. So it's not anything that's really going to like screw me over in the long run. Maybe I'll have a vegetable or maybe a piece of fruit here and there, but for me, for the most part, I only do it if it's like a special event or like a couple weeks ago I was like not I tried some watermelon. I was like, I wonder what this does, as an experiment, and it was a little cube. You know how they cut it up into cubes.
Right.
And awful. Like I thought I had food poisoning, like I could not retain water, nothing. So I went and I ate a banana or a peach, or it was some very like carb heavy fruit. It was organic, and I just remember that we had it laying around at my house, and it was like almost instantly I was retaining water. I wasn't like throwing up anymore, and it was almost weird for me because you would think that's like would make it worse, but it really didn't. And I wasn't eating this fruit from the stance of I want carbs. I want carbs. It's more of okay, what can I do that I know makes me hold on to water? Carbs. So people all have different ways of using food for medicinal purposes, but I honestly am with you. I don't really see the point in cheat meals either, especially if you're like going all in with the cheat meal.
Right. Well, it takes days to recover from something like that. Like, a lot of people don't realize that. And yeah, I just noticed if I got something that's working and I'm feeling good, yeah, that's what I want.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess that's kind of been wiped away from society. Like we're so brainwashed that these things aren't good for you. I've seen people who went carnivore and like, I feel like a superhero. And then they get off of it because they're like, well, my doctor told me my cholesterol was high. I'm like,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
I would never.
Yeah, study cholesterol.
Uh
if
huh.
you study cholesterol, you realize, having high cholesterol just might be a lot better than having low cholesterol.
I agree with that,
Yeah,
especially with the methods we take to get low cholesterol. Like, we don't naturally have low cholesterol. It would be different if that was like a natural thing. But
yeah.
naturally, babies have high cholesterol. And
Well,
like
they
breastfed
better.
babies are like probably the healthiest thing on the earth, right? Like beings or other than like animals. And they have high cholesterol. Well, then why does that make cholesterol bad? Like why
Exactly.
they're not putting babies on cholesterol lowering medication. Why are they doing it to adults? And arguably, adults have more brain function than babies. They need more cholesterol, but people don't know that. So,
Well, the only thing you and I can do is just share with them our results and
mhm.
invite them to do a little research or experiment. And, you know, And if they're wild and crazy enough, do something like 75 hard. Why not? Yeah, just do something that'll help you realize I can accomplish what most people think is impossible.
Yes. That's so true. Oh, I don't have any more questions, and my brain's like not
I got
there
it.
right now.
Cool.
But I just want to ask, how has your outlook on life changed? Because I know a lot of people and their mindset like completely changes on carnivore.
Boy, that's a good question. I got to be honest with you. I'm the mindset guy. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
tune into your spirit and live your essence kind of guy. And I've been doing this for a long time. And I didn't know that I had brain fog. And to me, that's the most terrifying thing in the world because I think I'm pretty tuned in. I think I'm a swell guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I wake up and I go, Victoria, I feel like my brain's clicked back on. And the crazy thing is, I didn't know it clicked off. I didn't know I was in the clouds. And I think most people they can't possibly realize how much inflammation they have in their brains. How much I hear it in people's speech. They're always talking about something they're inflamed about, they're angered about. And it's like I just wonder if their brain chemistry and their body chemistry was different. If they didn't have all that inflammation in their body. I notice you don't seem to be all that argumentative to me. You seem to be a hey, yeah, let's have a chat kind of girl.
Mm-hmm.
And in today's world full of inflamed and enraged people, I go, huh. So yeah, you know what? My uh, way of being, the lack of inflammation has made a difference. Probably the other thing, which is really important to me, I realized I was eating a lot of memories
Mm.
instead of meals. And like if I was eating a pasta or bread or something, I always had a story about all the time I ate it with Tony Ponzetti, and then Susie Q and I were dating. And we went to the Pizza Hut, and 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 all these stories about food. I was eating memories, and that's what I was feeling good about while I was eating. Now I just put a pile of steaks and bacon and pork chop on a plate, and so it's like, oh, my main meal is a steak, my side dish is a pork chop, and my little thing on the side is some bacon, and I get all these different textures and flavors, and I feel good from eating the food. So I think mind wise, going from yeah, I'm going to eat memories, repeat arguments, and that versus like what would satisfy me today.
Mm-hmm.
What's satisfying me today, by the way, is having a chat with you. I've been so looking forward to this
Yeah. Yeah, I
because
have too.
if one person benefits from us having just a hey, how's it going?
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that?
Yeah, I say that a lot. I'm like, I don't get good views on my videos or whatever. And it bothers you because you put a lot of time into this stuff. But like, I also have to remember in the back of my mind that I'm helping at least one person doing this. And in the long run of things, that matters more that these people live a long, healthy life because I said something than it does if I get 100,000 views, you know?
Yeah,
Um, and it's, sometimes you get caught up in the aspect of like being an influencer per se, rather than just trying to help people, and then you just kind of got to check yourself back into reality. But you're totally right. I was talking to a lady this morning, and she was like, everybody I've met who's done carnivore or animal based, or she does like primal, which is like raw animal based kind of.
right.
um She's like, you just notice they're such patient people. They have more patience. They're nice, kind people, and they're all so enjoyable. And I'm like, you're totally right. Because even though I may not have, a lot of patience as far as like I ordered something on Amazon, it's going to take 8 weeks to get here. Like, I'll be patient with you because I was once in a place where I was struggling and I knew that, like this, I just didn't know how bad I really had it until I wasn't in that place anymore. And people are, yeah, you're right, their brains are just so inflamed and they don't know, and they're mad and they're angry, but they don't even know what they're angry about, and it's just like crazy. Like, have you noticed
That's
that
it.
too?
Totally. It's almost like so. And again, it, so there's this inflammation inside of them, and
Mhm.
they eat food that inflames them, and then they look at anyone and they go, right, what can I be mad at her about?
Mhm.
How can I be mad about? And I know you've seen this. Oh, it's so hot today. Oh, it's so cold today. Oh, it's so wet. Is there any weather that you like?
Mhm.
Is there any weather that you like? And it's the funniest thing because, and I'll say something some people aren't going to like. The angriest people I know are the vegans.
Mhm.
Every single one I know, almost. There's a few, but they're all so judgmental
Mhm.
and angry. And I say, look, like I'm not judging you for making broccoli scream, right? If you feel like butchering broccoli, you go for it, right?
Mhm.
That's not my gig. Uh, but I'm just enjoying my life and feeling good. If you're enjoying your life and feeling good, good for you. But I
Mhm.
suspect they're not because they're attacking me.
Mhm.
That's like, let's just find a way that we can just live on planet Earth and feel good and do good and, uh, and just have that there.
Yeah. And honestly, it's not like I don't even get along with vegans. Like a lot of them really have a point. They don't like killing animals and as an animal person, I kind of understand that, but you also got to take into perspective if you've ever like hunted your own animals or even
So,
like raised livestock, you understand the respect of life kind of balance where it's
yeah,
like I'm not just killing this animal to kill it and torture it and let it be dead. You're using it as fuel. You're using a sheep, you're using its wool and its body and its sinew and every single bit of it, and then they made all these movements that are like, stop using real fur, so then all this fur is going to waste. And they're like, well, we're killing the animals and we're wasting half of it, and they're mad about that too. So you kind of can't
there you
win
go.
with that whole like, oh, don't kill animals argument. That's cruel. There's no winning with that
Yeah,
because even with vegetables, only eating vegetables, you're still killing thousands, millions of animals from the pesticides.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've kind of given up on that whole argument, trying to argue with vegans about that. You can't. I mean, you can't sit and talk with them either. That's the one thing that's really frustrating for me is you want to sit down, you want to have a conversation, you want to hear their point, you want to kind of come from a place of understanding, and they don't have that same outlook on it. They're like, let me tell you everything that I hate about what you're doing and how wrong you are and how awful of a person you are. And there are some really great vegans out there, and like dibs to them
Totally.
for sticking with what they want to do. Like it's it's them, but yeah, I have noticed that, and I really do think it comes down to inflammation, and they don't have any cholesterol, they don't have any fat, and their brain's just not. It's not got anything to run off of. Like,
I, I totally get it. Yeah, we so need, but my grandmother was Native American, and her
mm-hmm,
people came close to where you live. And one of the teachings that they had was, uh, and it even goes back to Old Testament scripture.
mm-hmm,
Everything is like animals. Depend, it doesn't matter what spirituality you are. We were given plants for a reason, animals for a reason, each other for a reason. And if I feel I benefit from eating my way, and you feel like you benefit from eating your way, that's cool. But trying to convert me ain't gonna convert me.
mm-mm,
What if we could just give thanks, have some fellowship, and be willing to go? You know what? I feel like crap. Maybe I need to do something different. What would you suggest?
mm-hmm.
As I notice how healthy you are, and conversation brings community together, and there everybody's benefited. But the endless arguments and being told like, this should be banned, that should be banned. Yeah, this needs like, why don't we just God, you got ducks, I got dogs. I've processed my own meat. Uh, I've killed a critter or two along the way, and I so honor the gift of life, whether it is broccoli or beef. it don't matter to me. I mean, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
And if we can do that, uh, yeah, it makes all the difference.
Yeah, I think a lot of people now, even there are a lot of, not so many carnivores, just people, and they're so out of touch with the fact that you are taking a life. I mean, even though it takes almost 2 years to eat a whole cow for one person, that's still, a life. You're still taking something from the earth, and you do have to respect it. You understand it served its purpose, and it's using to fuel you, but you know, some people abuse that, some people don't, but I really do try and come from a perspective of I'm grateful for the farmer who raised this cow and for this cow and the life that it's given me. And through its life, it has now given me life. And you really have to kind of have like almost a deeper spiritual understanding for that kind of stuff. Um, and I've noticed just a lot of people on carnivore, or even just people who eat not so much processed food. They're not, sitting in front of dopamine inflicting screens all hours of the day. They're so much more in tune with their intuition and nature and just everything. Have you noticed that at all?
Yeah, it's funny. So I started the fleshitarian movement,
Uh-huh.
right? Because I just think it's a fun word. I'm big into fun, and so when I say, yeah, I'm a fleshitarian, and they go, what's that? So yeah, I eat flesh and fat cooked by fire. But here's the cool thing: I don't eat any fillers, and it's not just food; it's friendship, it's fellowship. I don't scroll for hours a day. I don't. What's the next crazy baby video I can watch?
Mhm.
I find myself drawn to play with my puppies, chase my wife around the garden, stare at a tree, and literally just enjoy the quiet time of being. I do a lot of writing,
Mhm.
uh, and I really get it's like instead of this endless dopamine chase, dopamine was meant to move us toward a reward. We see a deer, we go after it, and we process it. Dopamine wasn't meant to just scroll to the next video, and and we've become so fluff and filler oriented. People say to me like, "I had meat the other day, 20. I had a sausage." I said, "That ain't meat. It's probably 20% meat and 60% bullshit." And it's like, good on you, but if we're going to compare, I'm eating flesh every day, and you're eating flesh and filler every day. You're going to feel different than me.
Mhm.
You and I are having a real conversation. That feels different than tell me about Trump. Tell me
Mhm.
about Biden. Oh my God, I live in Australia. Why do you guys even care?
Uh-huh.
Americans don't even know who our prime minister is. Most of them don't even know we have a prime minister.
Yeah.
And you guys are filling my day with fluff and filler about Trump and Biden. And it's like, I don't care. I
Yeah.
want hunger for a real conversation, flesh, fat, fire, about anything
Mhm.
with it. And it's just like food. You know what I hunger for? God, give me a big slice of something. It's
Yeah.
cooked Barbie. Oh, so good.
Mhm. Yeah. I definitely like your personality. You're just so like you kind of if Kelly Hogan was a guy, it'd be you. Like just the
Thanks.
endless positivity. It's like, wow. Um, yeah, I want to know what you consider sausage because I had sausage this morning, but it wasn't like it was just ground pork.
Okay, so you're lucky. Well, I'm lucky too.
Uh-huh.
So America, I tell people, in America, when I lived there, we had like hot, mild, sweet, uh, just a lot of basic sausages.
Uh-huh.
In Australia, we've got 7,213 different kinds of sausages. I bet you.
Uh-huh.
And so we'll have meat and rice flour and
Oh.
cranberries or something. We've got, I swear to God, we go to the local butchers and I'll show you sausages that are $22 a kilo. I buy T-bones at $17 a kilo.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what? I don't want a tube with 40% meat and then flour and then spices and shit. I don't need any of that. Sorry about swearing. I don't need any of that stuff. What I want a glorious T-bone. How about a side of a pork chop? Give me 4 thick slices of bacon. That's a meal. That's variety. And so a sausage here is not like, I think Bob Evans made a good sausage when I was back in the US. It was just pork and spice.
Theirs is still pretty good. I think there's like dextrose in there, but it's still like zero carb, and there's not a lot of. I think it's just pork, dextrose, and then like seasonings, and
Yeah, nice.
which a lot of people hate on dextrose because it's in everything, and it does kind of suck, but it's just another word for sugar.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
It's funny. Since going flexitarian, I've never been a fan of sugar. It just
Hmm.
yeah, I eat sugar and I destabilize. So I've probably been borderline diabetic all my life without knowing it.
Hmm.
But I find some people are nuts. So I won't eat bacon because it has nitrates or it's got a little bit of dextrose, whatever. It's like, all right. So if I eat a teaspoon of sugar a week inadvertently, does it really matter? Is someone going to die? Yeah, I don't think so. So I don't have to go all militant on trying to find nitrate-free bacon from a guy
Hmm.
that's 40 kilometers away. I can just go, radio, like, this is good bacon. I'm going to eat it. And what the heck, man? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like a tablespoon of sugar is like 17 grams of carbs ish. That's not a lot. I
yeah,
mean, if you ate that in one day and that was the only form of sugar you had, you'd still be in ketosis. So,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I don't really care that much. And a lot of the stuff that has sugar in it, like sausages and bacon, it'll still be zero carbs. So, it's probably just such a minuscule amount. It doesn't even matter. Um,
That's how I look at it, especially with bacon. I mean, you've got to cure it with something, sugar or salt. And odds are the salt they're using is probably not going to be all that good, but that's all right. But it's like, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not eating 18 pounds of bacon smothered with honey. Yeah,
mhm.
I'm just all right. I'm tossing some bacon in with my steak. It just feels good to me. It's so much better than the stuff most people eat.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. How's Australia? I've always wanted to go there. And I know they're like I know Anthony Chafee and his girlfriend live down there. And I
Yeah,
think there's a couple other carnivore people who live down there. But I'm generally interested in like how um so my friend Jonathan, he lives up in Norway and there's like almost no carnivores in Norway,
wow.
believe it or not. And they're like, "Oh my God, you're gonna die to him," like all the time. And I'm just wondering in Australia if it's like the same kind of thing, or if it's similar to America, to where there are a lot of people who like, "Oh yeah, that's cool, that's keto," like they think it's just keto, or there's a lot of people that are like, "You're gonna die."
Yeah, great question. We've got a pretty healthy meat industry here. We've got a
Hmm.
lot of Australian cows. They probably talk funny, right? And yeah, the 2020's failed attempt at humor, right? So I think the most fascinating thing here is, and I complain about this sometimes to people. We've got a socialist medical system,
Hmm.
which basically means everybody gets health care in some way. You still got to pay for stuff, and if you make any decent amount of money, you should buy health insurance because they're going to double tax you. That's my rant. But because so many people go to the doctor so often, they're really brainwashed. And it's like, I mean, they'll even tell me, yeah, I went to the doctor the other day and I told them about you. I says, why? I haven't been to a doctor in 10 years. Right? The last time I went, the government said I needed to go for my immigration bullshit. So, so, uh, so it's like, I don't get it. Why would you talk to your doctor about me? I said, well, because I'm concerned about you. I said, let me get this right. You know me from 2 years ago. I was 60 pounds heavier, needed a walking stick. I was popping painkillers when I got out of the pool, a couple ibuprofen so I could go shower. And now I can't tell you the last time I've taken a painkiller. I have no idea where my walking sticks disappeared to. I've lost 60 pounds, blood pressure down. You just complimented me 10 minutes ago, and you're telling
Hmm.
me that you talk to your doctor about me because you're concerned. And we really have here, uh, there's a lot of people that will just listen blindly to their doctors. There's other people that won't. There's rebels, which I enjoy. I'm one. But it's really a fascinating culture with the indoctrination. If you think people will argue with you about cholesterol in the United States, wow, it's utterly fascinating to me how much they'll defend their treatment for their sickness instead of exploring wellness. And I
Yeah.
and I really think, and again, I so commend you. I was born 3 months early, 2 pound 4 ounces, sickly kid all my life. 12, 13 years old, got into martial arts, went totally nuts, rebuilding my entire life. Uh, and I'm on a mission. And I watch what you're doing. Just the little bit of time that I've known you since we reached out to each other, and it's like, uh, and I'll tell you this: you're going to bless people that you can't imagine. Just keep putting your stuff out there. Put it on Substack. Put something on Insta. Put something on Facebook. Just repurpose all your content for fun.
What's a Substack?
Substack is awesome. I'll chat with you about that.
Okay, yeah.
Substack will blow your mind. So you'll love it. And there's just these little things that when we decide I'm responsible for my health, my doctor can treat a sickness or a bone sticking out from my skin. That's what I use a doctor for. Yeah, if something is not right, well, let's go get him to do this, right? That might be fun. But when it comes to my wellness of being, how I show up in the world, that's up to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's up to you. And I swear something that we need in this culture today is mission. Almost nobody has a mission or a vision. And I see you've got a vision for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a mission that is so closely associated with it. And I've got to tell you what they are. You know what they are. But I see in you vision and mission. And just having that spark changes your whole life. There's my fat, my flesh and fat cooked by fire. Fire is mission. Fire is vision. And probably according to most people, you're crazy. You're a
Mm-hmm.
teenager taking the time to create this content and give to people. And I so commend you for that, because you get what this lifestyle is giving you.
Mm-hmm.
I get what being a fleshitarian is giving to me, so I'm doing what I do. But we really need. You wake up in the morning with a sense of passion and purpose. 75 hard, how cool. Putting up your videos, how cool. Yeah, the world is a better place because you've chosen to listen to your passion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think having like a purpose in life is really important because if you don't, where are you going? What are you working towards? Why are you waking up in the morning?
Why
You
why
don't
get
know.
why get out of bed? I asked you,
Yeah.
what gets you out of bed? I gotta pee. All right.
Uh-huh.
So that's the first 10 seconds of the day. Now what?
Yeah, like yeah, I used to be like that, but now I'm not. Like I have a reason to thrive. You know, if I didn't have a reason to wake up every morning and eat, if I didn't have something that drove me to need to be as healthy, I probably wouldn't be. I would just be sick. But I
Yeah.
have a drive, I have a passion, and to achieve what I want to achieve, I can't be sick and
Yeah.
tired all the time. Like that's just not
So,
possible.
so in my world, in the world of Mr. 2020, which is insanely fun, cool, big, and crazy, the biggest thing in my world is identity.
Hmm.
Who are you choosing to be in the world? And a lot of people, they won't choose an identity. They will accept one. Uh, and I did that most of my life. And I've did it a couple, yeah, and it's just not fun. I had PTSD. Uh, some people would say I was an alcoholic. Uh, but if I can reject those identities, I can find freedom.
Hmm.
If I can reject the identity of, you know, born 3 months early, teenage bedwetter, I chose to be a black belt in Kempo karate, an award-winning one, and I went crazy cool. And we didn't have the internet back then, so we just did what we did. But it's so cool that we can wake up and go, I don't choose to let myself be that person anymore. I choose to be something bigger. I choose to find out how, what kind of life can I live. I love that I'm talking to you. You're in America, where I used to live, and I'm here in Melbourne, Australia. It's my morning. It's your evening.
Hmm.
And what the heck? we're taking technology that people used to scroll on by. And if one person gets one thing from this, and make sure you send me the link when you get it, I'll blast it out to my people. If one person gets one thing, wasn't this fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had a really great time talking to you.
Oh, this has been an absolute pleasure.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You've kind of like changed my perspective a little bit, which is great. I always love when that happens. Even if you didn't change it, you made me think about it, which is great. Like, even if I can't change somebody's mind on their views, what if I just get them to contemplate them? Like, that's enough for me. Just get them
Yeah.
to kind of think about it a little bit, you know?
Nice. If we can just invite someone to step out of what they know.
Mm-hmm.
I know cholesterol's bad. I know eating bacon's going to kill you. I know I've got an opinion and it's right. Okay, cool.
Okay.
But can we just uh, can we stop just being me and a little bit of we show up? And what the heck? See what happens when we dance with each other versus debate with each other.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the dance we had today so much. Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you. All right, guys. I hope you had fun listening to this video. That's going to be it for today.